Well, the saga of Manston Airport could take a decisive turn this week, with a major report due to be presented to the council on Thursday that will say there isn't enough evidence available to allow a compulsory purchase of the site to go ahead. The issue's been hugely controversial in Thanet ever since the airport was closed 18 months ago.
Well, many of the current council were elected with the policy of fighting to reopen it, but without sufficient assurances about the finances of potential partner River Oak, the authority is now expected to reject the deal. Our political editor Louise Stewart reports.
For almost 18 months, Manston Airport has lain empty, but campaigners have never given up hope of it being reopened. Before the general election, the site became a political football, with politicians of all persuasions vowing to save it.
I'm very keen that we save Manston Airport, and we've got an action plan to do just that.
The only way Manston will have a future is if UKIP take control of Thanet District Council.
The airport closed in May 2014 with the loss of 150 jobs after its owner said no credible or viable offers to buy it had been made. In June, US investment firm River Oak said it had offered the full asking price, but the offer was rejected. In May this year, UKIP took control of Thanet District Council after promising in their election manifesto to reopen Manston Airport. But now the council is expected to reject plans for a compulsory purchase order for Manston Airport, saying they lack assurances from River Oak and it would present too much of a risk to the council and taxpayers. The local MP rejects that.
We know what Thanet wants, we know what they voted for. They voted for a UKIP council pledge to a compulsory purchase order. They voted for 2 members of Parliament pledged to a compulsory purchase order. They voted for an opposition pledge to a compulsory purchase order. That ought to send somebody a fairly clear message. We want an airport in Thanet and we are going to have one.
The continuing row over Manston Airport has also seen the resignation of 5 UKIP councillors, meaning the party has lost overall control of the council. Councillors will now meet on Thursday to decide whether to give the go-ahead to plans for Manston to reopen as an airport, or whether to ground them for good. Louise Stewart, BBC South East Today.
Well, we can go live now to our reporter Helen Drew, who's in Margate, which is where Thanet Council is based. And Helen, an impromptu protest taking place at council offices.
There absolutely is, as you can see, and no doubt here, this is the Thanet District Council offices where that meeting will take place on Thursday. It'll be in the evening, and we're told that it's the only thing that's going to be on the agenda. Now, you heard in Louise's report there, Sir Roger Gale saying that he is in no way giving up on the idea of Manston Airport reopening. I've been chatting to the chairman of the Save Manston Airport campaign group just before we came on air, and suffice it to say they have exactly the same view. They're not surprised by what's happened today, but they are absolutely determined that it's not going to stop them. And let's just say I wouldn't be at all surprised if on Thursday, when that meeting's going on, there's not a much bigger campaign group here than we have now.
Thanks, Helen.
The manager of a former